We're going to get into a little bit of the 20 questions. They're literally not 20 questions, but it's kind of in that spirit of back and forth.
Right.
I wouldn't call it the hot seat, but, just like little rapid fire, but, a little bit more whimsical and playful. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All righty, let's do this. What is something about you, Waldo, that we would not know if we read your resume, your bio, watched your videos, saw you speak, knew you in person? What would that be?
Oh God. I'm like a absolutely crazy dog lover. I love big dogs. I got a Great Dane. I love animals, love dogs, and I'm just lunatic about it. If I wasn't speaking, I'd probably do something with dogs.
Oh, that's really cool. Great Danes are, you need to be a real lover of dogs with a Great Dane, right? Because
he's got a lot of love to give. Big kisses.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of dog. 80s music. You're a lover of 80s music. What's your favorite song, band, micro epic niche in that?
So I love the Smiths, Morrissey of the Smiths, huge fan. I've seen Morrissey live a couple of times. I never was fortunate to see the Smiths, but they were kind of like a pseudo depressing band.
A little bit, but you know what? The sweetness, come on.
When I said, I know, yeah. A huge fan. As a matter of fact, my best friend to this day, Al Wansky, another member of the tribe, I met him at the Air Force Academy. You were in Jewish choir. Everybody who was Jewish joined the choir. Didn't matter if you didn't sing or not. As I was a sophomore, he was a freshman. And I'm like, who's this dorky dude, Al? Like, I was like, he's a 4 degree. He's a freshman.
Meanwhile, he was saying the same thing about you, by the way.
Most likely, yes. So I'm like, whatever. I was kind of a butthead. And then I saw the Smiths tape down here. I'm like, hey, whose Smiths tape is this? He's like, oh, it's mine. I'm like, so Al raised his hand, and we were best friends from that day forward. And it's the reason why I moved to Atlanta. So the Smiths brought us together at the Jewish choir at the Air Force Academy in 1987.
That's so cool. Because The Cure is kind of in that same line of music. And then, you take it a little bit into the late 80s, early 90s. I love the Stone Roses. I don't know if you ever got into that.
Oh, yeah. I Want to Be Adored.
Yeah. I mean, that first Stone Roses album, which is, I think, really their album, is just beautiful. It's just really, really beautiful.
Beatles and the Stones, is not them, right?
Yeah.
I love that genre. So obviously you're into that too.
Yeah. Well, when you're on a combat mission or you're getting ready or this is past tense now, is there any music or any song that you've listened to or that's gotten you pumped up, or you focused?
I didn't really, we didn't have iPhones back then. The Walkman, you couldn't bring in the plane, and I wished I did, I wish I did have that, because music is energy, and it shifts your energy and mindset very, very quickly. I prayed a lot. I prayed a lot on the toilet, having diarrhea before I flew. I'm telling you, it sounds kind of disgusting, but I would pray, and you get close to God and your maker before.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the chemical reaction of the body is no lie, and the central nervous system controls a lot. So, that's where that's part of the
probably listen to. I just did a cold plunge, like this thing called Icebox. I didn't do the ice, but it's called Icebox. It's franchise, and I did it for the first time, and I chose Big Country for the 3-minute song, In a Big Country, dream with you. And so it was the perfect song to freeze your ass off for 3 minutes in there. And I was listening to it, and I'm like, man, it totally got me fired up. And I sang the song, danced in that Icebox, and 3 minutes later went pretty quick.
Are you up to your neck in the water there?
So this thing isn't water. It's the new technology now, Seth, that you go into it's like a little sauna room. You open it up and it's freezing cold, like minus 30 or 40.
It's like a meat locker.
Yes, it's like a meat locker. And you shut that door, take off that robe, and you're there for 3 minutes. You got the earphones going on. And I hate ice cold water. So those ice plunges are tough, but this one is cold, but it's just more of a dry cold.
It's like a cryotherapy type of thing, cryotherapy adjacent. There's one here on Daniel Island I've never walked in there. I'll have to check it out. Yeah. Now that I've heard people talking about it, it is like that. I think it's not water. All right, shifting gears a little bit to food. Who doesn't love food? Chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Okay, all day long. That was a quick one. Yeah. What's your favorite Thai dish?
I like And Thai food is one of my favorites. It's the
So I'll give it 2, 3, or 4. You don't have to pick one.
cashew. It's the mapuan or something. It's the cashews and basil and onions, but it's got the cashew stuff in it.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Pizza, traditional cheese or with toppings?
Traditional cheese, New York style, all the way. I'm a purist, undoubtedly.
Thin, nice
And New York style, yep.
yeah.
And I'm a pizza snob. There's a place called Piccolo Pizza that just opened up 4 years ago, around 2 miles from my house. We go to that every so often.
Well, on my LinkedIn profile, included in being a master keynote curator, globe trotter is pizzatarian. So, you know, you're dealing with an elite rarefied air pizza consumer. So I'm right there with you. The New York area, you know, we know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
From your plane, what was the better view, sunrise or sunset?
Sunset. Beautiful.
What's the next country on your travel bucket list?
Portugal. Going there in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Yeah, it's my son's bar mitzvah thing, and then we're going to go to Barcelona and see a Barca game.
Oh man, I just got chills. That's so awesome. Yeah. That's so awesome. Does Ace have any desire to follow in your footsteps?
You know, he doesn't. He likes engineering and math and all that stuff, but he has no desire to fly. And I don't want that. I just want him to pursue his passions. He's really into music and composing on his computer and making these beats. He's really, really good at it. I love that he's passionate about it. My wife and I are very musical, but he may change his mind, but I want him to just pursue his dreams and do it well. And
that's great.
Be intentional about it. So.
That's great. Well, he's got a great wingman. I think we're at the end of our 20 questions here. So just thank you again for being so willing to join in on those a little bit more lighthearted part of the podcast.
That was great.